The myth has it that in ancient Greece there was a shepherd in the service of the king of Lydia. Once there occurred an earthquake that cracked open the land where the shepherd was pasturing his flock. Out of curiosity, the shepherd got down into the hiatus, and there he saw a hollow bronze horse among many other artifacts. Through a window on the horse, he saw a corpse with a golden ring on one of his fingers, which he took off and left. Soon he discovered that the ring had magical powers. If he turned the ring's bezel inside, he would become invisible to all others present there. If he turned the ring's bezel outside, he would reappear. Having realized the magical powers of the ring, he managed to enter the king's palace and seduced the queen. And with the queen's help, he killed the king and himself became the king of Lydia and established his own dynasty there. This is the story you will find in chapter 2 of the Republic, written by Plato, who was born in Athens in 427 BC and who died in 347 BC. In the Republic, it was Glaucon, one of the interlocutors of Socrates, who narrates this story in order to challenge Socrates' notion that for everyone, justice or morality is intrinsically better than injustice or immorality. At this point, you may like to know something about Socrates. For the time being, it will be enough for you to know that Socrates was the mentor of Plato, and he was sentenced to death by the Athenian court on the charges of corrupting the youth by his incessant questioning of everything. Because he believed that the unexamined life is not worth living. He also believed that it is better to suffer injustice than to inflict it on others. This last belief of his is based on the notion of goodness of justice, which happens to be the subject matter of the Republic itself. Enough of Socrates now. Continuing his attack on Socrates, his idea of justice, Glaucon asks him to imagine two such rings, one worn by a just and moral person and one worn by a very immoral person. Now, the immoral and the moral person will have the powers of God and goddesses. At their own will, they would be able to take away anything that doesn't belong to them. They would be able to enter anyone's house without being noticed. They would be able to kill without being caught. They would be able to release from prison anyone they want. With such power at their disposal, who wouldn't be overcome with the temptation to commit such immoral acts? both the moral and immoral persons would be heading in the same direction. Glaucon further says that if there is someone who has such powers and who never picks up anything that doesn't belong to him, he will be considered a first class fool by the people. People may sing his praises in public to mislead others, but in their hearts, they will certainly believe that person to be a first class fool. This is a very powerful challenge for Socrates to know how Socrates will defend his position that justice or morality is always preferable to injustice and immorality. You had better read the rest of the Republic. There are many good translations of the Republic. I have this copy of Republic written, translated by Robin Waterfield and published by Oxford University Press. This copy is written in very readable English, and the translator's notes appended at the end of the book are very helpful to understand the ethos of Greece of Plato's time. Friends, the bare philosophical statement by Glaucon that justice or morality is not really beneficial to one personally, and that people tend to observe justice and morality out of their fear of punishment or public opinion, wouldn't have been such a powerful thing. It wouldn't have created such a powerful impact on us as does the story narrated by him. And that's where we understand the importance of literature. Plato's Republic is basically a philosophical treatise. However, I have strong reasons to treat it as a literary work as well. It is written in a dramatic dialogue form, replete with stories and many literary devices. So it can safely be called either a philosophy with literary touch or a literary piece imbued with philosophy. The reason I chose to talk on this myth found in the Republic is that I want my students of literature to read as many and as varied books as possible so that they could enlarge their intellectual horizon to the greatest extent possible.